Well, don't be lazy, even with your money. Have you heard of lazy money? Eric Peterson from Peterson Financial Group is here to explain. We like being lazy on Mondays, but maybe not with our money, right?
You should never be lazy with your money. Yeah. But unfortunately, it does accumulate in the bank. And that's what we're really talking about is money that you don't know what to do with, and it's sitting there. And as we talk to our clients and prospective clients, we find out they have a lot of lazy money sitting in the bank. So some options that you can do with it. And there's an old wise tale or parable about someone sees a bear, and the bear is, it's a captive bear, so it's in a zoo. And he's sitting there and it's just kind of groaning and mauling a bit. And someone asks the zookeeper, what's his problem? He goes, well, he's sitting on a log, and the log has a nail sticking up on it.
Oh.
And so he's sitting on it. It's like, well, why doesn't he do something about it? He goes, well, it's more energy, it's more of a pain for him to get himself up than to just sit there and the pain that he has from sitting on the nail.
So that's kind of how our money is sometimes.
Correct.
We're hard to do something with it.
Well, it takes some effort,
Yeah.
right? If you look at the savings rate today, it's gotten a lot better due to the Federal Reserve raising interest rates, but you have to go and find that. So large institutions are still paying you very small interest rates. In fact, when I looked at bank rate before coming on here, I think Wells Fargo is paying around 0.15%, 0.15.
For like a savings account.
Correct.
Okay.
There's other companies that will pay you close to 4%. But you have to go find them. They may not have a virtual or an actual bank here. Maybe a virtual, which means you're doing it online. It's still a bank, so you still have some of the FDIC coverage there. But if you go out and actually look for these places, and you can link your banks to them, and so you give them your routing number and stuff like that, and then they put 2 small deposits in and take them out. But you can get much better interest. And the difference between 4% and 0.15 is a lot if it's just going to sit there and be lazy.
So are these like high interest yield savings accounts?
Correct. They're savings,
okay.
so they are liquid. So you can take your money out, whenever you want, as opposed to going into a CD, a certificate of deposit, and then you're going to lock it up for a certain amount of time. And so if you're willing to lock it up for a certain amount of time, there's kind of great opportunities out there as well. The thing is, when you do that in a CD or in a savings account, remember that interest will be taxable each year. So the government's going to get a piece of that when you file your taxes the following year. If you're looking for a tax-deferred option, we have those available. They're insurance-based contracts, so the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. But right now we have a short term, it's 3 years, it's paying 5.35%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I tell people that rate. It's the highest I've seen in short-term rates since I've been in this business. Longer-term rates are not that great, but the short-term is. So if you do have lazy money, you might want to call our office and explore that, because even it's around a 17% yield over those 3 years when you look at the compounding affected if you don't need to take it out. And it's also going to be tax deferred. You're not going to pay the government until you do take it out. So some great options if you do have a lot of money in the bank, you know what to do with, and you can give it maybe 3 years kind of flies by, believe it or not.
We were just talking about that with kids. I guess it does with money as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, it's all, how much liquidity you have, how much you think you need, just having a conversation about it. But yeah, if you have lazy money, get it working for you.
Okay, so what are some things, just listening to you, some things we do need to consider as far as like, are we going to need it? Do we want to pay taxes on it now or later? All that type of stuff? How
much liquidity do you actually think you need? The interesting thing is when you reach retirement, your liquidity actually goes up because you have access to all of your retirement assets and things like that. People just think the money in the bank is only liquidity that they have. If you are younger than retirement age, think about what your expenses may be, but when they're liquid too, you can still go get them. They may not be in your bank that you have right now, maybe at an external bank, or something like that. And you should always have a certain amount of emergency money anyways, usually 6 months worth of bills in case life deals you a curveball. But as you get older, that liquidity factor comes down. You don't need as much. You're not going to have the huge expenses like you did when you're accumulating.
Well, Eric, thanks so much for sharing
Sure.
this. No more lazy money. Let's get it all put to work.
Get it get it trim and in shape, right?
Yeah, work. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions, you can call Peterson Financial Group at 515-226-1500 or visit them online at askericpeterson.com. You can also follow Peterson Financial Group on Facebook and Twitter.